These are some of the USAID Feed the Future Tanzania Mboga na Matunda beneficiaries. They have every reason to celebrate and enjoy the success they've achieved in their farming ventures in the past 5.5 years of activity. For the past 5.5 years, USAID Feed the Future Tanzania Mboga na Matunda worked with various stakeholders to build the capacity of over 945,000 beneficiaries, including farmers in horticultural crop production, marketing, access to credit and finances, and on nutrition and social inclusion in the regions of Morogoro, Iringa, Mbeya, Songwe, and Zanzibar.
Kupitia Mboga na Matunda,
through the USAID Mboga na Matunda activity, I have been able to learn good farming techniques, which is the modern way of farming. I farm colored peppers, these are the red and yellow ones. Farming peppers has increased my income because of employing modern farming techniques.
Kipato kwa sababu ya ulimaji wa kilimo cha kisasa.
Mwanzoni nilikuwa
In the beginning, I didn't have an interest in farming, but when I came across USAID Mboga na Matunda activity, they gave me training on this crop. I understood and went to farm it. And later, before starting the work, they supported me with poles, wires, and other things along with seedlings enough for half an acre. I established the farm, and I thank God now I have on average an acre farm and over 100 people that have received knowledge from me on how to grow passion fruit. We got trained on farm preparation and how to prepare rows. We were trained on seeds and how to plant them. They trained us on farming, training on planting all the way to when the sweet potatoes are supposed to go to the market. Since I began, I plant through 2 seasons. I plant during the rainy season, and during the dry season, I plant. Through these sweet potatoes, I have already built a modern toilet in my home, and I have already bought a water pump. I also have a child in secondary school in Geita region.
Tumeshuhudia mwitikio mkubwa wa wakulima.
We have seen a tremendous response in vegetable and fruit production techniques. 874,483 farmers, equivalent to 94% of the total reached farmers, used good farming practices on 830,432 hectares. Also, the size of the areas that are cultivated by the individual farmer has increased.
Kuongezeka kwa matumizi ya mbinu bora za uzalishaji wa mboga na matunda,
increased use of quality farming techniques and technologies by farmers has largely contributed to increased productivity in vegetable and fruit crops. The income I get every month has reached an average of 3 million shillings. I have built a house and I also have other farms that I run. These are my own farms. I have been able to send my son to university without a government loan. I have built a house and made great progress.
To sustainably reach out to farmers, the USAID Mboga na Matunda used the Government Extension Officers or GEOs initiative to sign MOUs with 19 councils in Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar to build the capacity of 1,169 GEOs. Of the 1,169 GEOs, 151 were selected to work and help the activity to disseminate farming knowledge, skills, and technologies to 50,991 farmers who eventually produced and sold crops worth $3.3 million.
The USAID Mboga na Matunda activity has built my capacity extensively. It has enabled us to get recognition from farmers because we have been able to get much closer to them, a result of the tools they gave us. And this is also because they gave us means of transport, so we have been able to reach many more farmers in a timely manner and able to go somewhere else.
Pia mradi wa Mboga na Matunda,
the USAID Mboga na Matunda activity has helped us train farmers on the proper use of pesticides, the proper use of seeds, the placing of raised beds.
Katika uwekaji wa matuta mashambani,
tumeona kwamba kwa kuwatumia wataalamu wa serikali,
we've seen that in using government professionals it has brought us success in many farmers being able to access knowledge. But what we can also be proud of is that the sustainability of the activity will be greater than before.
Utakuwa ni mkubwa zaidi kuliko ambavyo mwanzo ingekuwa.
Na bibi shamba tunao.
We have male and female extension officers. They really help, we can't lie, because when you need them, even if there's a challenge on the farm, when you call and inform them that there's a problem, they come, even if they're not scheduled to visit.
Anaingia shambani. Mradi wa Feed the Future.
The Feed the Future Mboga na Matunda activity has worked with 440 buyers who are connected to farmers for the purpose of buying their produce.
Mradi pia umejenga uwezo wa.
There were 75 aggregators whose capacity was built to enable them to collect information from their fellow farmers on production, the area that they had found each crop. This information will be shared with buyers of fruits and vegetables and other service providers.
Nakusanya taarifa za wakulima.
My work is to gather information from farmers, and I also communicate with buyers on what crops have been farmed and their harvest time. I have phone numbers of different buyers all over Tanzania. I have benefited financially because I have contacts of many buyers. When I connect them to farmers, there's a percentage of money that I get. So when I have many farmers who have a large consignment, I earn a good income.
Katika kufanikisha jitihada za
In ensuring efforts to sustainable markets succeed, various strategic initiatives were initiated to reach specific markets in specific industries. For example, there was an initiative we started called Hotel Crops Initiative.
Kwenye swala la soko zao la pensheni halina changamoto kubwa sana kwa sababu
In terms of markets, passion fruit is not really problematic because in Zanzibar we have many tourist hotels. These hotels need various types of juices, especially passion fruit. Many foreign visitors want it.
kutokana na initiative ya serikali ya kuhamishia.
As a result of the government's initiative to strengthen the Dodoma capital, the market for vegetables and fruits multiplied because the USAID Mboga na Matunda activity made efforts to ensure that farmers access market opportunities in this capital.
Nawashukuru sana Mboga na Matunda.
I thank the USAID Mboga na Matunda activity for connecting me to many buyers. It's a period in which I have really expanded my business. They've connected me with buyers in Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, Dodoma. I didn't have these linkages before. And in the 3 years that I've been working with this activity, I have done business that's worth in excess of 1 billion Tanzanian shillings.
Kazi na wakulima zaidi ya thamani kama bilioni 1 na kitu.
The USAID Mboga na Matunda activity brought me people. They will give me numbers of people with access to various markets. For example, I have contacts of people in Mbeya, Tunduma. They were the ones who connected them to us. And when you are expanding the area you farm, they will help you to secure more markets. Because of the initiative to secure sustainable markets, farmers have sold crops worth a total of $164 million, the equivalent of 380 billion shillings throughout the activity implementation.
Financial service providers. These were one of the USAID Mboga na Matunda activity partners from both formal and informal institutions.
Taasisi za kifedha.
Financial institutions were made aware of the potential benefits of their participation in the provision of financial services to Mboga na Matunda's value chains. Loans worth $18.31 million, equivalent to 42 billion Tanzanian shillings, were disbursed. Of this amount, $7.96 million went to 8,452 farmers.
Nilipokea mkopo kutokea Equity kwa kuweza kusapoti biashara, kuweza kuninua.
I got a loan from Equity Bank because I had an invitation to a tender that I could not afford with my current equity. I submitted an application to Equity. They did not want a guarantee of great things, but my involvement in Mboga na Matunda's activity was a sufficient guarantee. I got a loan, I used it, and I paid it back on time. And as far as we know, my capital has been 5 times more than ever before. I started my input business with a capital of 3.5 million shillings.
Biashara ilianza na mtaji wa shilingi milioni 3.5 kwenye biashara duka la pembejeo za kilimo.
Sisi kama mradi tumehakikisha kwanza.
As an activity, we made sure that the inputs from the regional and district distributors reach the rural farmers. To that end, we also partnered with government institutions like Arusha's TPRI to provide input business training to village-based agro dealers.
Kwa upande wa makampuni, mradi wa Feed the Future Mboga na Matunda umesaidia.
For input companies, USAID Mboga na Matunda's activity helped boost their revenues. For example, village-based agro-dealers have been able to increase their income by 30%, from an average of $72,436 to an average of $94,243 in 2021.
Our sales has increased more than 2 times, 3 times in zone of influence areas.
Mradi wa Mboga na Matunda umeweza kunikutanisha na wadau au wasambazaji.
The Mboga na Matunda activity has linked me with major suppliers of agricultural inputs. I have been linked with big companies like Suba Agro, Singeta and Osho. So there are a lot of companies that I have actually met. Still, we continue to work together. Because of Mboga na Matunda, I have been trusted by these suppliers. Sometimes they give me their products on credit and I repay them later. So this is another big opportunity that Mboga na Matunda has provided me with. My sales have increased with an average of 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 and so forth. And there are days when things improve and go higher.
Pia natembelewa na makampuni.
I am visited by companies who are partners of Mboga na Matunda. They are Royalty Seeds, Suba Agro, East African Seed, Ridge One and Balton. I use a lot of their products.
USAID Feed the Future Tanzania Mboga na Matunda also worked with various nutrition stakeholders to ensure that the health of Tanzanians is improved and that women and youth have economic opportunities to earn a living. The project entered into a partnership agreement with nutrition stakeholders such as Integrated Rural Development Organization, or IRDO for short, Tanzania Home Economics Association, or TAHEA, and the World Vegetable Center to promote and disseminate farming technologies, skills, and knowledge on producing various nutritious and income-generating fruits and vegetable crops.
Na katika kipindi hiki cha mradi
during the activity implementation, a total of 7,926 hectares were grown with nutrient-rich crops, thus leading to a harvest and sales of 86,830 tons of crops worth $20.61 million US, equivalent to 47 billion Tanzanian shillings.
na ili kuendeleza ajira za.
The activity also closely monitored the employment and development of youth and women in the sector. In this, the activity established 697 women and youth enterprises, of which earned them $1,765,139 equivalent to 4,050 million shillings.
Ambazo ni sawa na zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 4 na milioni 50.
Nilikutana na bwana shamba wa Mboga na Matunda.
I met with Mboga na Matunda agronomist. While we were talking, I told him of my idea of producing vegetable seedlings. Currently, I grow sweet pepper seedlings, chili pepper, different types of tomatoes, and onion. Outside the nursery, the results of the business are good. When I started, I was doing it on self-interest, but later on, the demand from neighboring farmers grew. The business continued to expand from Msowero to the neighboring villages. Now, it has even grown bigger because I do with customers from other regions.
Sasa hivi imekuwa kwa sababu nafanya mpaka na mikoa mingine.
Ndilumba sana, ndifugama sana, nyela tukwihuvila hilo.
Mwabeja sana bantu wa Marekani.
Asante shirika la Marekani, USAID.
Nahabache sana. Tubashukuru mno.
Asante USAID kwa kutuletea mradi wa mboga na matunda. Kwa kweli tumefaidika. Asanteni sana.
Shukrani sana USAID Mboga Matunda. Mmeniokoa, mmeniongoza